What's up, guys? I just finished building this. It took me pretty much till midnight with the filming and everything, to kind of, I didn't really record the build, but I kind of recorded, bits by bits of the build and showing you guys as I progressed. So that took a while to do, and now it's the next day for me, and I am still kind of tired, barely any sleep, but I want to get some electronics on this guy. As you can tell, my roller is rolling. I have a battery in here, and now this battery actually does not fit in here. I didn't realize that for this chassis, it does not fit the same size batteries that this chassis can fit. You can fit longer batteries as well, but they have to be kind of like a slim pack. I'm running a 4900 milliamp hour 2S in here right now, and it is a little thicker. They aren't really that slim, the profile, the height-wise, but it is a shorty pack, so it fits in here shorty-wise, but it's taller. So the stock mounts don't fit it. So I'll show you a picture of what I did to this side right here to make it fit. This battery does work in here. It is really close to this spur, but I don't think it will hit it, especially if these battery mounts can just hold the battery in there securely. I'm hoping it will. If not, if I notice this battery mount moving, I will probably glue this side on, because you just need to slide it in from this side anyway. You can't really remove this mount when you install it the stock way anyway. This mount is not removable. So as you can tell on mine, I can pull it off. Not all shorty packs are slim profile, and the slim profile packs do cost more. But they are going to be lighter and will be better for performance if you're looking for that. So, if you buy this chassis, I do recommend, maybe just get the slim pack. They also give you the mounts to run a regular long 2S lipo, like the ones you see in RC crawlers and stuff, the more traditional 2S packs, like the 5000 milliamp packs. So, yeah, this right here should be fine in my opinion. But like I said, if you don't want to modify stuff, you're going to get a slim profile. Now, just in case you guys don't know, I'm not a rich guy by any means. This YouTube channel is kind of helping me a little bit, buy some RC stuff. I have fun doing it. I'm into the RC hobby, and hopefully my videos get other people into the RC hobby, and that's really all what I'm here for. I don't really care about putting dozens of links down there, buy my stuff. I'm more like, just a YouTube channel to watch, really. I'm not a big time reviewer or anything. Some companies will send me stuff for review. Yeah, there you guys go. Let's go ahead and let's see what electronics I chose for this. You're not going to see the most high-end electronics in this. This is probably going to be the most high-end part of the build, is the actual chassis itself, which I really wanted. And I'm going to tell you in this video right now, because I don't think I did mention it in the other video. This chassis, I chose this chassis only because of all the conversations I've had with dozens of people. Now, asking a lot of people that definitely drift better than me and have been in the drift scene longer than me, especially the two-wheel drive drifting scene. This is always what I get from them. Now, you can get one of these like a Red Cat RDS and have tons of fun with it, but people will always say, upgrade the shocks to Yokomo big bores, or change the chassis, make it more flexy, or stuff like that, better electronics. Yeah, just make sure if you're going to get into this 10 scale stuff, I do recommend just get a kit and have somebody help you out. That's the best way, or get one of these tiny ones and see if you even like drifting before you start going into the craziness with these right here. But anyway, here are the cheap electronics, well, some of them, that I chose to run for this right now. But for now, this is what I'm going to run on it, and I'll upgrade stuff as I feel the need to. So this right here, I know it's going to look like just a bunched up kind of wires right here. I don't have the, packaging for it anymore. This is a DasMikro V5 mini gyro. This is actually intended for 24th scales, and I actually use this on my 18 scales. These guys right here, this guy has the same gyro in it. So the gyro is just this little chip right here, this little board right here. And all these wires, I actually just need that to convert from the little micro plugs to the actual normal plugs that we use onto our receivers for the 10 scales. So that's why you see all these wires bundled up here. But that's going to be the gyro I'm using. And that's the gyro I'm actually using on my Red Cat as well. And I do like this better than the gyro the Red Cat RTR came with stock. This one actually performs pretty good. And I'm going with the AGFRC A50BHL servo once more, which is the same servo I have in here, because as soon as I put that servo into the RDX, it turned it into a whole different machine, and the servo is very smooth, very fast, and I like it. And it's programmable. I just have never programmed it yet. I've tried connecting this, but I think I need to, check my computer. Maybe it's not vibing or something. I can't get the servo to connect. And I didn't go too cheap for the ESC and motor, but I am a big Hobbywing fan, so I didn't go with any other brand but Hobbywing. And an XD10 Pro and a D10 10.5 turn motor right here. So this is a censored system. This is their drift dedicated system right here. So I'm assuming this has to be the top you can get from Hobbywing for drifting. And of course, you're gonna have to program that sucker. And I use this OTG programmer. You could actually use, there's another one that's just a program card that you could use. So you don't have to get this one. But for the price, I figured you might as well just get this one right here. And especially if you go on AliExpress, if you're willing to try them out and hopefully get a genuine one, they're like 30 bucks or 25 bucks for one of these on there. But I did not buy these from AliExpress. These are all genuinely from Hobbywing right here. I think this is better than the card because you could actually just leave this attached to your car and have data logging, so that way you can actually keep track of your battery voltage, the temperature of your ESC, stuff like that. So you can actually make sure your car is running good without overloading anything and making sure your setup is good. Especially when you're just first building it like this, you know, you still need to figure out what pinion size to run, you know, the kind of speed you got, your throttle curves and everything. Then you're going to be checking your temps that way to make sure once you get your setup right, that everything is going to be running smoothly and running reliably for you without overworking anything. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I've been talking too much. Let's go ahead and let's get these electronics onto this car. Now disclaimer, these electronics were already on that car at one point, so the ESC has the bullet plugs already soldered onto it, and I didn't shorten the wires or anything yet, so I'm just going to install everything, run everything the way it is, make sure I get everything nice and tuned at the track a couple of days and stuff, and then maybe I'll make another video about cleaning up your wiring and stuff, so that way I can shorten wires, solder stuff all nicely, and that way I can actually make it a little nicer looking, you know, instead of just being always in test mode like this guy's always been in test mode with his wires flying around everywhere, because I always see a lot of clean builds out there. I'm going to do the bullet connectors like everyone else does. It looks clean, and it's what everyone's doing, So digging back in here, because I still need some parts right here. I need the servo mounts. These two plastic pieces right here. I need that long turnbuckle right there. And I'm going to try not to use any of these plastic horns. I'm going to use the aluminum one that comes with my servo, hopefully. I don't know how much longer the spacing is on this would be, but if anything, that would make the steering a little bit less sensitive. And you can turn the gain up a little bit more with a longer horn. That's just from my understanding, and an RC, you know, I'm an RC helicopter guy. And we're going to need that ball stud right there as well to mount the linkage with on the mounts. So this is the servo mounts right here. It just goes there. And then 2 screws there. And then the 1 screw right there that goes through the chassis. Well, according to the instructions here, it looks like they only want me to use 2 screws to mount it onto the servo mount. So the 2 top screws is all it's using. I have 2 top screws only. As you can tell there, that's all they're using. And washers. So I'm going to follow the instructions, and that's all I'm going to use. You need bag number 11 for your washers from your screw bag kit. Now I know why they only tell you to put it on the top holes, because the bottom ones, they actually are not all the way through, so you can't actually screw anything to the bottom ones. Now we're going to mount this with 2 screws at the bottom. Got the same screws we've been using in bag 1, I believe. So there you guys go. Servo is in there. And I connected the servo linkage, or the steering linkage, to the front rack. Because if it hits the frame and jams the servo up, you're going to strip the servo gears. Just go ahead and turn it on without it on first, and then connect all this stuff later. Yeah, screw bag 4 right here, that's going to be for your motor mounting screws. Here's the sweet Hobbywing D10 motor. There you go. I'm going to be running a 19 tooth pinion on this for that first run. And I do want to put the ESC back here. I might make my own mount. I have a 3D printer, so I might 3D print a mount to go back here, or I might just buy the mount if my local hobby store has it. But for now, I'm going to put it right on top of the battery. So that's where I'm going to place my ESC, some double-sided tape right on top of the battery. Oh, forgot to already install the fan. I was already using this. Like I said, this has already been on my, RDS. I already have everything soldered onto here, so everything's ready to go. And I am going to remove that connector so I can use these bullets right here. If you guys need to bind a new receiver, if you guys are Flysky like me, you're going to need this plugged into the bind port. Then you're going to need to plug into your ESC. This is the ESC wire. It's going to go channel 2. And it's on here. Since it's all black wire, they actually printed on here. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's got S for signal, plus and minus. So just match that to right here. And channel 2. There you go. Now we're going to turn our transmitter on. Go to a different model. Then I'm going to do model number 4 because it's unused yet. I'm going to say yes, I want to switch to that model. And we'll model name it. We'll just name it. Just name it SD 2.0 for now. Enter. And that's it right there. So now we're going to turn on the ESC. So right here you're going to go to your set RX. Then you're going to bind set. Then you're going to go to classic. There you go. Start bind. And it's bound. Go back to this here. And then now we're going to unplug the bind plug from your receiver. And then if you power it back on, now it's connected. Now as you can tell, we have a solid light right here, which means we're bound to the receiver. And now it's time to connect everything. Channel 1 is going to be your steering. You're going to connect the gyro to that, and then the gyro you're going to connect to the servo, because the gyro is going to talk between the servo and the receiver. Now we have to plug our A, B, and C wires in to our motor, so make sure to plug those in correctly, because you can damage stuff. And after that, we have a sensor wire to plug into the back of the motor that plugs into the ESC and the motor for the censored connection. And if your gyro is like mine, you can see I have two outputs here. One of them is for gain, and one of them is to connect to the receiver. So one connects to the receiver, one connects to the gain, so channel 3 probably, if you have a channel 3, channel 4, spare channel. And this one right here, your servo goes into. So I turned off my fan, I just unplugged it so you're not going to hear it, but you can hear the steering. Steering's connected. Now the gyro is not working right now because it's plugged into the third channel, and my channel 3 is at 0 endpoint, so that means the gyro is off. And I do have to set this up on my transmitter to what channel I want or what buttons I want to actually move the gyro, sensitivity up and down. It is all plugged in already. I just need to plug in this ABC wires to the motor and the censored wire onto here. Now we have one last ball link right here to connect to the servo. I'm going to use the smaller or the shorter setting. There you go, pretty straight up and down, and then your steering linkage goes onto there. Now all I have left to do is the OTA program. There's a spot to plug it in right here, and you could actually just leave it plugged in there, and there's usually a rubber grommet covering that if you're not going to use it. But since I'm going to plug this in there and leave it on there and mount it onto the car, you're not going to need that rubber grommet. And there you go, guys. That is it for now. Everything is connected, working. I just need to, clean the installation up, and then it'll be good to go. So let me go ahead and clean this up, show you what it looks like.